guys, today I'll be going over the 3 online dating first messages to not send. I'm gonna show them to you, and if you're doing anything similar, I suggest to stop. All right, before I get into that, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Ruby Love, your dating coach for the good intentioned gentleman. All right, we all know online dating is the way to meet singles now. And it gets quite exciting when you're online, maybe you get matches, or you see really exciting potentials on Hinge, you send cold messages on Hinge, or maybe once you get that match, you send a message. But then she doesn't respond, and you're wondering, what gives? Did I do something wrong? So, in my line of work, being in this field for over a decade, quite a long time now, and seeing a lot of first messages from my clients, I have noticed that there is a pattern in the messages that my clients keep sending out. And this is a pattern between all of them. And then they come to me and realize, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that. So I want to share it here, the top 3 patterns, the type of messages that I've been seeing, so that if you feel like you're doing any of this on your online dating first message, to then stop. And then obviously I do go over what to send in another video. So make sure to click the link on the top of this video to go to that video to figure out what to talk or what to say. But if you wonder why you're losing these ladies, maybe you're doing one of these 3 things. Okay, number 1 is using only very basic questions. Okay, so you guys know, especially if you like beautiful, is intelligent, fun ladies that have a great profile, you know they're getting attention. You know they are getting attention, right? And you can only imagine all the messages that they may be getting, even after they match with these guys, right? You can only imagine kind of their inbox filling up. Women don't want to answer the same questions all the time. So when I say only basic questions, I mean, you just start the chat with, how are you? How's your day? So what do you like to do for fun? So what's your favorite movie? Where do you want to go next for your destination? Where do you want to travel to next? What do you have? And I know you may think, oh, we both love to travel, so I'll ask. The reason why I'm saying only, the word only basic questions, is because there's nothing in that message that says anything about you. You're just asking a question. This is why, small hint, in my video where I do talk about what to write, I always suggest to state something about yourself. Tell her that you relate. Show her that, oh, you like the same music, so that already rings in her head, oh, this is why you're asking about it. Because many times when women are looking through this and they just see the messages, quite honestly, we're just thinking you're just trying to find something to ask. But it's not enticing enough for us to answer because we don't even know if you can relate. And quite honestly, because women have already so many messages, they're not going to open your profile and see if you relate or not. They already liked you, but if it's because of your message or just kind of looking at your profile in general, but they're not gonna look back at it after reading your question. So stop asking those basic questions. It just makes you blend in with other guys, and we want you to stand out. All right? Okay, number 2 is statements. It's just statements. When I say statements, I mean just you randomly stating your opinion, though she didn't ask, right? Or you talking about a random story about your friend, like this example over here, or just a random story about you, but once again, she didn't ask. Statements that just kind of are uninvited and don't really encourage or promote a continuing conversation. You hope, right, that just because she read your statement, that all of a sudden she gets into this debate with you and says, oh, that's a really cool story about your friend. How did he do, right? You hope. But like I said, when ladies are already kind of going through their inbox and they have to think about how they can answer or what they can answer, they already just don't answer because it just kind of takes too much time to figure out what she can say. So we really want to start a conversation. In order to start a conversation, yes, you want to ask questions, right? But like I said in the first part of this, you don't want to ask also just these basic questions that are just like everybody else. But once again, unless it was invited, unless the prompt on Hinge says tell me this story about you, or I want to hear about this about you, then sure, you can make a statement. But even that, I would say, once again, we want to stand out, and usually guys go for the more kind of easier things to talk about. So guys will go for the prompts where they're inviting them, but then that's not good, because then she sees like a bunch of people guessing what her lie is, and 2 truths and a lie, right? So we want to stand out, guys. So once again, don't with the statements. You want to invite her into a conversation. Because once again, I don't know. Sometimes I read some of these and I don't even know how to respond. All right, so number 3, humor. I talk about humor and using it in another video. So you can click on that link and really going through kind of how you can use it, because it still is important. But I will say, for an initial message, unless you can really 100% guarantee that anybody would understand your humor, I would say don't use it, because 1, it doesn't start a conversation. Once again, she can respond, but she'll just, what is she gonna say? That's really funny. And then that's it. And then you're gonna still have to answer a question. Sorry, you're still gonna have to ask a question anyways. So it just doesn't, maybe it gets a laugh out of her, but it doesn't really allow you to continue any conversation. And once again, what if she doesn't get your humor at all? Then it just falls flat, and she just doesn't get it, and then she just doesn't respond. Humor is good to use in the middle of a conversation, but not as an initial message, especially like on Hinge. You can coldly message someone, especially on Hinge. You don't want to use it as a cold message unless all 3 of her prompts say how she's sarcastic and you're sarcastic. Then maybe she'll get it. But even that, I would normally say, please don't use it as an initial first message or a cold message or any of that. You kind of want to warm up first, build rapport, and then throw in your humor and see what she says. All right? That's it. So if you're doing any of those 3, please put a halt to it. And I hope these samples up on the screen help you out as well to figure out how they may not work in these cases. All right, guys, I hope it helps. Get out there, start doing something different. And once again, if you need help on the first messages, I did a video on that. If you still struggle with text messages, I have a product on that. Obviously, it's not my one-on-one, so it's not gonna break the bank, but you can click the link in the bio to check out that product on walking you through online messaging from the beginning to transitioning to the date. All right? But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.